Hi, my name is McCoy-Ward and big welcome to this week's video where we're going to be talking about Amazon, one of the world's largest companies, and how they are set to dominate the delivery industry in the coming years. But not just that, we're also going to talk about the technology, the artificial intelligence, the robotics that they're going to be using to help them to do this. It's my job to actually track all of these companies, like Amazon, for example. Just recently, I reread all of their shareholder letters going right back to 1998, I believe it was. Made for a fascinating read, and you can really see how they have been able to dominate the retail space and grow into this huge company that they now are. But before we even get into any of the distribution aspects, I want to get into something I find very interesting, which is my forecast and my predictions of the technology of the future. So let's get into that now. Let's start with AI and robotics, because these directors at Amazon are not stupid. They have the money to pay for the best people in the world. So it got me thinking, what do I think they would do to cut down on costs and improve on efficiency? And that led me to point number one. Their human labor force is the largest cost of any business. So what would Amazon do? Well, they would try to cut that down and increase their robotics as well as artificial intelligence. So robots and AI is not new to Amazon. In fact, they've been dealing with this industry for over a decade now. And in 2012, they also bought Kiva for $775 million. This was a robotics company that Amazon now owns. And with everything that the robots and the AI has been doing, I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon has already recouped that initial investment via the savings they've made on staff costs. So if you haven't seen these Amazon robots yet, they look like those, those little Roomba vacuum cleaners that just go around your carpet. It looks like one of those, but what they do instead is they carry quite a lot of weight because they're so low to the ground. They can carry a lot of weight in terms of crates, replacing the need for human beings to move crates around the warehouse. It's quite fascinating to watch. But I'm sorry to say that I do believe that they will start to replace even more jobs, including more of the advanced jobs that human beings still do in terms of picking right now. So sorry guys, it isn't good news if you work in that role right now. Number two then are drones. Again, these things already exist. Amazon has trialed them to a lot of rural locations with great success. However, there have been some snags. There's legislation. They need to get final approval from the FAA. There's a lot more that they need to finalize yet before drones will become mainstream. I personally will be very happy with my rural property that I don't have to drive 20 miles to actually go and pick up a parcel, that a drone can just deliver it to me same day. Number three then are sidewalk delivery robots. You may not have heard of these because they're a lot more new than some of the other technology. Again, these are already here, they already exist, the technology has been tested. Amazon just need to wait on further legislation, but I actually think there's another snag that isn't often talked about, and that is if you have a human being that's already driven to a location, let's say it's someone's front door, why have this robot get out and deliver the parcel for them? It's easier for them to just get out, grab the parcel and go and deliver it. And this brings me on to my fourth point, which I think will really launch this sidewalk robot into the mainstream, and that is 100% autonomous self-driving vehicles. Once these become mainstream, I think the sidewalk robot in conjunction with this would be a devastating force to the human delivery driver, because Amazon would no longer need to pay the wage they're paying for these delivery drivers, when instead they can have this automated vehicle with a robot that then delivers the parcel. However, as we know, 100% automated self-driving vehicles are not quite there yet. The technology is just about there, but I think it's going to be a couple more years yet. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some of these vehicles start rolling out on the streets anywhere from 2023 onwards. but probably mass adoption more likely to be 2025-ish, give or take a year or two. So you may have the question on your mind then, well, Neil, if all of these robots and all this AI and tech is going to be doing all of this work, what will human beings be doing? And again, this is the big challenge right now. A lot of states and a lot of towns and cities have been so excited to get these big Amazon fulfillment centers, these huge distribution centers, because they thought it would bring, thousands and tens of thousands of jobs to the area. But actually that hasn't been the case because, again, there's so much robotics in place. So I think this will only further weaken the human labor force, all of this technology. So what would these human beings do then? Well, I think mainly they would be robotics engineers, they would be technicians, and they would be there more to babysit or more to look over the robotics. And if any of them break down or there's some sort of malfunction, they would be there to repair it. And I think this is just the beginning. Amazon are leading the way with this. But I think this will be adopted not just by Amazon, but grocery stores right through to big tech companies. And a lot of people always say, no, this will never happen, Neil, and etc. But if you doubt it, well, just look into the marketplace now. AI and tech has already taken millions of jobs just in the last few years. Go to your local grocery store, some of the big ones especially, and I'll give you an example. In the UK, now you see more self-service than you do cashiers. If you're getting a lot of value from this video, could you do me a quick favor? Just click the like button and subscribe to the channel. I bring you great videos like this every week. Also, leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think of my 4 points there on the future tech of Amazon. So moving back into the distribution aspect then, if dominating the retail space wasn't enough, now they want to go after the distribution network, and they are already taking on the two big ones, FedEx and UPS. Amazon has even started distributing items that weren't bought on Amazon. So if, like me, you've recently had an eBay delivery delivered by Amazon and you were completely confused as to what happened there, well, now you know why. There are even unconfirmed reports right now that Amazon is delivering for the United States Postal Service. Don't even get me started on the USPS, we won't even go there. Amazon started shipping their own goods that people purchased on their store back in 2014. And since then, to give you some statistics here, it's grown its shipping business to include 400,000 drivers, 40,000 transport trucks, 30,000 vans, 70 planes, and more. It even recently opened up a new air hub in Kentucky that cost $1.5 billion to deliver products within 1 day. Hold on, wait, did we just say Kentucky? I hope that's not near my new potential farm. Amazon now ships over 72% of all of its products sold, but we know that they're looking to get to 100% in the future. I think the scary thing for FedEx and UPS here is that because Amazon has so much liquidity and is so profitable, it can actually subsidize its logistics, therefore undercutting the other two delivery platforms until they could even bankrupt them. And actually, Amazon is now delivering more parcels than FedEx, and it's almost up to the same numbers as UPS. In 2020, Amazon Logistics delivered 4.2 billion parcel shipments, up from 1.9 billion in 2019. It now makes up 21% of the parcel shipments in the United States, behind the USPS, that's the United States Postal Service, with 38%, and UPS with 24%, but ahead of FedEx for the first time that had 16%. And this shift has actually happened with incredible speed. This has all taken place within the last decade. That is very quickly. If you look at how long it's taken some of these companies to build up to the size they are now, and you look at this new baby company, Amazon, just coming in and absolutely dominating. And they are investing very, very heavily. Their expenditure rose 80% in the last year in terms of new warehouses and distribution. So all told here, the company has increased capacity of its in-house logistics operation by 50% year over year and is expected to keep spending big in these areas throughout 2022. And for anyone wondering how Amazon has got to the stage of same-day delivery, it is from all of these new investments, adding new fulfillment centers, adding new and quicker ways to actually deliver things with planes, etc. But also another point here is that during the pandemic, when a lot of businesses were cutting costs and laying off staff, cutting out as many expenses as they possibly could, Amazon actually did the opposite. It ramped up all of its spending. It took on an additional 400,000 new staff, bringing its employee count to just over 1.1 million people. But it didn't stop there. The e-commerce giant leased 12 Boeing 767 cargo planes, bringing its air fleet above 80 planes. It also added 220 packaging facilities since the start of the year, ranging from urban delivery stations to giant warehouses. Amazon actually took advantage of the crisis and they went on a huge spending spree, as I mentioned, buying everything from commercial real estate right through to jets or cargo planes, basically scooping up all of these great deals. But what about the video you made a couple of weeks ago, Neil, and talking about the Christmas shortages and all the supply chain issues? Does this mean that Amazon will be affected as well? Well, it doesn't look like it. If you look at what the company has been putting out, it seems as though they are in a very strong position versus all of their competitors who look like they are going to have a lot of strain with the distribution network, the supply chain. Amazon appears to have a very strong position here. So I think it's pretty obvious which way this is going. I don't see Amazon disappearing anytime soon. And I also wouldn't be surprised if Amazon were to buy out FedEx or UPS in the future. Or the more ruthless option could be that they may try and force their competitors out and buy them for pennies on the dollar later on. How would they do this? Well, they would continue to invest in greater technology, therefore reducing the human labor force, therefore increasing profitability. They can continue to subsidize their logistics chain as well, their logistics business. Overall, just pushing down the prices and taking a lot of their competitors' business until eventually their competitors may collapse. So thank you so much for watching this video today. Please click the like button if you haven't already. Definitely subscribe and leave me a comment. What do you think about Amazon? I'd love to hear your thoughts on Amazon as a company. What do you think of Jeff Bezos? And why not share this video with a friend? All right, take care. Thank you so much. God bless.